Hi, everybody. All right, so I have to go over to the computier and make it do the thing. Pop out chat. Letters for old people, mostly me. No. Refresh so I exist. Kill my sound. Open up shop stuff. Not full screen. I want pop out chat. Full screen to pop out chat. Hello, Stanley S. Hello, Scott. Hello, Dante. Hey, James. Hello, South Omaha Horror. Holy moly, everybody is on. And Ross, I did not forget, you have a story to tell, and I will let you tell it as soon as we get a few more folks on. Well, you can start telling it whenever you want. You got free reign. Post what you want. Well, not everything you want. Let's keep it civil. So this is my this is a spray bottle with 99% alcohol in it. And what I've been doing all day is just spraying myself down, making sure, you know, like every half an hour or so, getting the face, getting all that. It's good for you. It's not good for you, but you know, we must be cautious. You'll be dead. Star Wars reference, not a pandemic reference. I have a lot of things that I'm working on tonight. That's why I didn't bother trying to like label anything. There's so much going on. I'm going to try and knock out some things so that they are finished and I don't have to worry about them. You know how that goes. In order to work on this thing, this direction, I have to spin my table. All tables should kind of be on wheels, I think.
You like?
We're live, honey. So don't cuss.
Okay.
And don't walk in front of the camera with a bathrobe and slippers.
Like I do in the shop?
Yeah. Or a big stack of bonbons. You don't want that either. Bonbons.
All right.
Okay. So this is fixed. Not that it was broken, but it was facing the wrong direction. You might see some camera shake. That's because my dogs are investigating the tripod. Same way they investigate everything. Curious dogs are curious. Them doggos, though. Now many people are saying hello, Shannon. Kiss fan 05. I was made for loving you, baby. You were made for loving me. I like Kiss too.
Okay. Oh! I'm trying to pull you up.
What?
Nothing. Nothing, dear.
I don't want them to feel abandoned. I had to go get ahead.
And yet you abandoned them.
I did. Well, we did not abandon them. They just don't know you're sitting right there.
Okay. Now.
Hey.
There we go. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Chill. We are getting ready to box you up. Box up your order. I got one from Michelle, huh? I think I have one from Michelle. I have to look at much.
You are the master of orders. I just make what you tell me.
You do. And what are you making tonight?
Well,
things for
I'm
orders?
finishing off a lot of little things. Tonight is a nibble to death by ducks night. Has everybody heard that expression before, nibble to death by ducks? That's when you don't have anything that's going to take a super long time to do, but you have 100 things that are going to take 10, 15 minutes to do.
Oh,
Task-wise, you're then being nibbled to death by ducks.
dun dun dun.
Oh my gosh,
You
it's
did it
Hunter's
again.
Hangout Thursday again?
Did it
Oh, what's their show on tonight?
It doesn't matter. Oh, no, it doesn't matter. You've got 30 minutes. You've got 25 minutes. They come on at 8 o'clock. Chop, chop. Come on.
Well, see, now last week,
Don't look at me.
I told Phil
It's your rule.
that I stopped mine, and he said, "Oh, don't worry about it. You didn't have to stop your live video."
Did he?
What do you guys think? Am I being rude by going live in the same? Or listen, this is quarantine time. I don't know what day it is. That's just how it goes. I have no idea what day it is. So, should I stop mine so I don't intrude on their cast? Because I know that some of us are the same audience. And honestly, mine is going to you could watch mine later, truly.
You can watch theirs later.
Whose side are you on? Yes.
Chad says, no, it's every other week, not tonight.
Oh!
You sure, Chad? It's not tonight?
It is not. I don't know.
Clearly we don't.
Because I haven't really been on the internet very much. But, yeah. You know what? Aren't those masks just wrong, dead end? Those are like the teddy bear masks. They're wrong. I actually tried to get Michael Lassiter to start making those, and he made a couple, but he didn't make a ton. Because they just not care where the cords are. You just want to get caught up in everything. These dogs. They're killing me.
They are charged up. Here. Oh, God. Oh.
All right, so I have to get hair. So right now, Ross is going to tell a story that he didn't get to finish his story last time. While I'm getting out hair for this mask.
Come on. Michael says he's going to try to get back to it. Oh my goodness, you guys.
Yeah, Michael is essential. I am not essential. Okay, so basically, someone wanted customization on a blank mask. They just want gray hair on it. So that's actually pretty easy to do.
And paint.
What?
And paint strap. You
Oh,
talking about the old
this is
one?
a finished mask?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that I just had to put hair on it.
No. I showed you. That's why I showed you. Can you recreate it?
Oh.
It's the whole thing. It's just a half mask, but it's just the paint and the hair and the straps.
Maybe this isn't a duck after all.
That's
Maybe I'm able to death by a bear this evening.
this is why I watch you.
You said put hair on this blank. Sure, okay.
No.
Whatever they
I
want.
brought it in. I said, see the paint. Do you need
That's
this?
weird.
Do you need this in order to recreate the paint? And all you did was look at the hair.
You didn't say that.
I
I remember the word.
Oh.
Woman.
That's what I say.
Okay.
Just like last yesterday. Put that phone down. I cannot compute with you. So you're not essential. Did you make that?
Yeah.
That's fun.
Not essential.
You are essential. You're essential to me.
Well, to you.
You are essential to me. Oh, Dead End got his mask. I just saw that. Okay. And his son wants it. That's great. Hey, weird kid.
You could always buy another. All right, so I got holes in these eyes. So now I should have named this video "Making a Mask." I'm going to go ahead and take this blank and turn it into a mask.
Here's a Ross Reichert story. Okay, so my dad passed when I was 9. We took his ashes to his favorite fishing spot. My uncle took his ashes out on the water with his favorite fishing pole. When he was coming back, a wave came up. I mean, he's writing the second part.
Such suspense.
What happened? Look at him. He's trying to get that up off the floor.
Just clean the floor for me.
All right, Ross. Hey, Ezekiel.
Hey, buddy.
YouTube Wednesday was awesome to see back. How did it feel to do a new one after so long?
Oh man, good. But I was rusty in my editing. That's for sure. But I will get better. I'll be back on the horse. The dogs love to pull latex off of the shop floor. So they're trying to pull it up. All right, so if I remember, this mask was purchased to match another mask, right, honey?
I'm checking all that right now. Why don't you hang on? I am checking all of that right now.
Because who is that painted and haired one going to?
Nancy Chapman,
Okay. And who wants this one?
Zach Fleischman, our Zach.
Oh, you just wanted a blank.
That's what I'm trying to find out. Hold on, please. Let me find out.
Okay.
I'm trying to make sure I've got this right for you. How about a tree sock? How about, is Ross still writing?
My wife tells me what to make, and right now she doesn't know what to tell me. I'm just gonna put this back, and we'll do something else. All right.
Okay. Yes. Old woman with hair.
Finished.
Finished.
I'm not gonna put this back.
Hang on. Work on something else for me.
I'm putting this back.
Work on something else.
What if you already have a Halloween mask? Can you make a cast over latex with plaster? You can, Scott. It's possible. But if you did not sculpt it, then you are stealing. Because that person already makes and sells that mask. And if you make a copy of it, you are stealing their intellectual property. So while it's possible, that's how you make a master mask, and then you mold it in order to make extra molds. But you don't really want to do that unless you have sculpted that mask. Then you can. Are you square?
One thing real quick to check, and then I'll have your answer.
Those songs been in my head all day.
What's that?
Don't you want me?
Human League.
What?
The Human League.
The Human League.
That's the name of the
That
band.
has been. That's the name of the song?
That's the name of the band.
Oh. Better name for a band than a song. I work from home for United Healthcare. Well, that's cool. Being a healthcare professional right now, or health insurance professional, whichever one you are doing. You're about to be really important. I am non-essential. You are essential. I wonder if like high school guidance counselors are reworking their curriculums to be like, well, we want to be in the essential work fields. You want to know that non-essential business. So I'm putting, right now, I'm putting this mask, which is a tree mask, kind of. So it's designed for all of these to be wired and go back and stuff. so you can change, you know, kind of how it looks. If you want, I want it to go straight back, so it's kind of like a xenomorph look. But because this was set up a on the website, someone bought one, and I'm just recreating what was there. Because we had like a seconds bin, not seconds, but maybe unfinished projects. Some were seconds, some had a hole in it or whatever. We kind of called it a damn it Rob box. Because sometimes Rob would mess up the molds a little bit. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and clean the inside of this. I might as well clean it with 99% alcohol since I have some right here. And then it's a great cleaner because it will evaporate quickly. I don't have to worry about it being wet. You have a verdict?
I do. I do. We have her. Hang on. I've got some.
Is it done?
Stand by, my darling. Tell a story.
Now it's my story time. I'm still waiting for the rest of Ross's story. It's not that kind of alcohol, Ezekiel. And I use alcohol in the shop all the time. We use alcohol a lot. We use it as a cleaner, disinfecting, all kinds of stuff. It also thins a lot of the chemicals we work with. So, who likes to use Del Ren? I don't know what Del Ren is, Jordan. You'll have to help me out, bud. Alexa, add contact cement to my shopping list.
You already have contact cement on your shopping list.
Well,
Would you like to add contact cement again?
No, thank you. Well, I should have picked it up, shouldn't I? Not that kind of alcohol.
I've added, think you should pick that up, shut down to your shopping list.
Alexa, stop listening to me.
Echo Smart speakers have a microphone off button that electronically disconnects the microphones. To learn more about how Amazon and Alexa protect your privacy, visit the Alexa Privacy Hub at Amazon.
Alexa, stop talking.
Alexa Privacy.
She don't listen. Okay, so we are just contact cementing down this mask to this hood so that it'll stick. And then this blank becomes a sock mask. You guys are really far away for that. I was doing something else. Dan, the Monster Man reader, in his book about, he uses cloth. He does still use the Elmer's mix, but he does use bed sheets quite a bit. It's the same thing. It's very nice. It's a little bit harder to hide your edges. If you're used to working with something like fiberglass where your edges kind of melt and disappear, you will have to figure out. Sorry about your Alexa there, guys. You will have to find a way to hide your edges. If you're painting it with something like Leak Seal, which is a very nice thick spray paint, and you didn't put a lot of skin textures on it, or you're going to cover it in paper mache clay later, then that's fine. I'm making a lot of things tonight, James. Right now, I'm making success by finishing a bunch of little projects. I have a lot of orders that are like partially done, kind of done, and I'm working to get them done the way done, which is not part of the way done, but better.
Oh, hold on. Fixed.
Okay?
Fixed.
Because the one that came back went there?
Nope, the one that came back, I already have the one he needs. So I'm just sending the one he needs.
Okay.
Hi, guys.
This is drying. This contact cement has to dry. Australian accents are cooler. Hey, honey, go back and find the end of Ross's story and read it to me, please. Ross finished his story and I missed it.
A wave came up, hit him in the face. He cursed at him for it. He said, "Ray, you SOB. Even when you're find a way to get one last laugh in."
So I have someone's ashes joke. Not joke, but it's a real life situation
No, it really
that happened.
I know which one you're going to
At Scarborough Fair, quite often, someone will request to have their ashes shot out of the cannon. And that was the case one afternoon, and this person's ashes were being shot out of the cannon.
Tell me about the cannon on the
At the Renaissance Festival, every morning at opening, they shoot off a cannon, and every day at the close of the day,
on the parapet.
they shoot off the cannon on the parapet. So the cannon is up high on the front wall, and that's where you start the day and end the day, and all the cast gathers there at both occasions, and then the king and queen yell, and they blow the cannon, and that's the beginning of the fair day, and that's the end of the fair day. So it was the end of the fair day, and there were all of these people leaving the festival, and when the cannon went off, it had this person's ashes in it. And there's families leaving with ice cream cones, and the ashes are falling through the air and settling and landing on their ice cream cone. So their ashes were immediately ingested by fairgoers, which I thought was interesting. And for most people who do Ren Fair stuff, they'd be cool with that. They would think that was hilarious.
Okay. I don't know where you stopped. Let's see, you got his story, you say hello to Jordan. Amanda is essential. Fondon, I just downloaded the EVA phone form from Punished Props. Did you read?
No.
Okay. Damn it, Rob. Let's see. Okay, Fondon says, I just downloaded the EVA head form that Punished Props designed, and I'm going to assemble it tonight.
Cool.
Not sure how good it will be, but my head form is in storage in Orlando.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't used that or done that one from them. But I like what they do. They do good stuff in general.
Thank you for the heads up about the casting. From Scott Cooper.
Oh, no problem. No problem. I mean, it's tricky because if you copy a mask that you bought from someone, and if you just copy one for you, it's kind of okay. But you probably should have just bought another one from them. It probably would have been cheaper. But if you sell it down the line, that's stealing. Even if you are hit by a bus and someone else sells it down the line, you know? You just can't control what happens all the time. So I just don't do it.
We used alcohol in the shop a lot. Alan 2020. It's from Plastic Ninja.
Do use a lot of alcohol in the shop.
Delrin is a hard plastic like UMW. Have you
Okay.
ever tasted latex on accident?
Oh, absolutely. I even tasted it on purpose. I have.
Thoughts on using the method of cloth mache? Basically,
I
it's like...
saw that one and I gave my input on it.
Oh, thank you. Plastic Ninja's Aussie accent on his Siri.
I saw that.
Okay. What are you making tonight, Alan?
I've talked about that a couple times.
Okay, Ross finished his story. Are you worried Halloween will be canceled?
No. I'm not worried that Halloween will be canceled. The virus in China ran a 5-month course. If it runs the same course here in the United States, then it'll be done by August.
Used contact cement today, too. I can smell yours from here.
Yeah, it's the good stuff.
Who knows what uncured latex tastes like?
Ooh, I do.
Hello from PA. Love your work.
Thank you.
Hello from Maine.
What part of PA?
Any suggestions if a mask gets too small? Like, I had a problem with one of my latex masks I made about a year or two ago. And a year or two later, I put it on, and it's all tight at my jaw and chin.
Did you get fatter? Legitimate question. Latex doesn't normally shrink over time. It shrinks once, and then it's done. So it's not going to be getting smaller over time. So something happened. Maybe your face got bigger. Or it was not made out of latex. Did you maybe cast it in creature cast neoprene, which does shrink over time? And in a very short amount of time, it gets smaller and smaller and smaller.
Jordan says he's expecting it to be canceled. Plastic Ninja.
You are downer.
Post-cremation cannibalism. Fantastic.
Good for you.
Trickle Hill Cemetery says, I got the Jack Frost mask and want a frozen ice staff. Any ideas? Love it, by the way. What a cool idea.
Yeah, you take a piece of PVC pipe, okay, take PVC, and then spray paint the PVC foam in color, and mist it a little bit with some blue spray paint, and then you get the Gorilla Glue crystal clear caulk in a tube, Gorilla Glue crystal clear, and cover that staff with the Gorilla Glue caulk, which gets really hard, and that'll be a nice ice staff for you. You won't see all the way through it, but you don't really know that. There's some irregularities on here I just want to clean up.
Jordan is still trying to find the snowman video. Thanks for Punished Props head form. Heads up. Plastic Ninja says, put it in your will to burn your stolen mask.
Put it in your will what?
Put it in your will to burn your stolen masks.
Yeah, I mean, that's it's something that you should pay attention to, you know?
Chad Smith says, I made the Punished Props head form. Fantastic for masks. I used mine for holding masks when painting. I used some for props.
Awesome. Very cool.
Rob O'Brien says people will want to escape.
Yeah, for Halloween, yeah, I think so.
Thank you for bringing your YouTube Wednesday back. It was great to see yesterday. And also, with all the years I've worked with latex, I never knew vinegar tricks. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a good trick.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing awesome.
Greetings from California.
I'm non-essential and proud.
Looks like that will be ready just in time for swimsuit season.
That's
Joel
right.
Ashford. Alan knows what latex, clay, paint, and plaster tastes like. No doubt many other not good for you substances.
I do.
Jordan, are there any other mediums for mask casting other than latex and silicone?
Neoprene, hot melt vinyl. Lots of masks are still made out of wood, paper mache, leather, resin.
What tip are you using for your Dremel?
It is a felt wheel. It's a felt wheel. We use felt wheels so often. I get the set. It's all felt wheels, all different kinds of felt heads on there that are great for taking seams and little burrs and things off of latex masks.
Made a puppet out of any of your monsters you have made.
Yes. I made a little puppet costume called a hunchback, and I will throw it up on the website and stuff, probably in a month or so. But yeah, I make puppets all the time. I love puppets.
So maybe he did get bigger. If I did get bigger, do I just throw it, or is there a possible way to adjust it?
Is it a full head or is it a half mast? Is it a full head or a half mast? That's what we want to know.
Have you ever heard of warbler?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I've used warbler. I've got some in the other room.
Did you use layers of Flex Seal as a skin?
I use Flex Seal as a skin all the time. Yes.
Cobwebs and candlesticks. Hello.
Woo!
You are shipping out tomorrow, sir. You and your new baby will be not reunited, but united soon. I do like plastics, it says Plastic Ninja.
Well, hence the name Plastic
Hence the
Ninja.
name.
I like to make stuff out of styrene plastic, PETG. I also use a lot of Sintra. I've done some videos with Sintra in the past. It's a great material, very easy to work with, very forgiving. And this has just been sitting a little while, so I'm just getting the dust off of it and getting it prepped and ready to paint. I'm going to paint this different than normal. Normally I paint with a sprayer. I'm just going to hand paint this one because I'm here, so why not? I'm just spacing it out with black.
Hey Ezekiel, doing well. Doing well, thank you. Ezekiel, I heard you playing your guitar on Facebook the other day. I had no idea you could play like that.
He's wicked good,
Oh
homie.
my God. You were fantastic. I had no idea you had that ability like that.
And you had hand surgery not that long ago.
Wow.
And I remember there was a series of videos of you kind of working your hand and getting your hand strength back and figuring it out. Very impressive. Very impressive. I have never had any musical talent whatsoever.
That would be a great piece to make a gorilla puppet out of.
Well, we do use, we make, no, I'm not going to tell you yet. We'll get there.
Is this a chess piece?
This is a chess piece. Yes, and it's going to go into a werewolf costume here shortly.
Talking about the mask that shrunk, it is a full head mask.
Okay, so what you can do is you can actually cut out a bit in the back, like cut out a strip that's like 2 inches wide or whatever up the back, and then contact cement in some elastic so that you can put it on and that stretches out and opens up in the back and alleviates the pressure on your front face. You don't want it like loose and floppy, but you can certainly cut the back of the mask and allow it to, you know, be different. Ta-da! Black now. Had to put that guy under a fan so that it would be drying. I know I have another one of those to paint somewhere.
Thank you. The hands are healed now. I love to play some more now. You have talents. I love hearing you sing your own lyrics to songs.
Not the right lyrics, just my own lyrics.
Jordan says, you are very strong. After watching yesterday's YouTube, I feel like making a horror barnacle boy costume.
You know what? Barnacles are,
Weird.
they're fun. I mean, and they're a very weird life form. They're just weird, man.
Jordan says, I'm not the most flattering body, I must admit. Ezekiel says, you're not alone, Jordan.
I don't want to see me naked, that's for sure. And you're seeing some blue fabric-y, shop towel-y stuff stick out of this. That all gets trimmed off.
Alan, your puck bit me hard. I built a war belt.
Neat.
The only place I feel comfortable being shirtless was in the haunt I worked at.
You know what? You get a lot of confidence when you're swinging a weapon at people and such.
Water buffalo.
Do not release the water buffalo.
Jordan says, you don't want me in a Speedo. Cobweb says, I have the most beautiful feet, sincerely.
Well, all right.
Is this a sea creature chest?
It is.
It says, but the rest of me is toe up from the floor up. Jordan says, I have the ugliest belly. This conversation.
Well, we can avert our conversation now. How about them Yankees, guys?
How about him?
And if you told me something about the Yankees, I would not know if you were right or not.
Jordan says, Yanks lanky.
Okay, that is all trimmed out.
Is that a cast or one-off latex build?
This is a cast, several layers. And the fabric is in there to give it strength.
You had a chance to pour up the werewolf foot.
It's poured up, it's in the other room drying.
With MHC at a new venue, have you been there before, Alan?
Well, I have, many years ago, because the Chicago show used to be at that venue at the Rosemont Convention Center. I think that the name has changed. They don't call it the Rosemont Convention Center anymore, but it's that building. And there used to be a great little restaurant around the corner called the Olympic Cafe, which was, I'm pretty sure, run by the Greek Mafia. And the food was delicious.
What is that, a pastry?
This
Yes,
is
Ask me if that's a pastry.
this is not a pastry. I don't know who this is.
I tried this a moment ago, but I got lost in a lot of chat. But would like to ask, is there a plan to mold up the scarecrow mask? If so, how can I get an order since it is not on the site yet?
I may mold it tonight. It's actually sitting right over there, and I want to mold it, so that might happen this evening. It's 8 o'clock right now. Odds are really good. I'm just going to cover it back up though. and mold it tomorrow.
As soon as you have it painted and finished, we can put it on the website.
Yeah, as soon as it's painted and finished, we will get it on the website.
Me in real life would never show my fatness. At haunt, sure, I'll wear just a diaper and chase people with a leaf blower yelling who wants a bow job. I call it haunt courage.
All right. Those times where we nod and we do not comment. That happens some.
Yeah, Sean, just once he gets it done, I'll be putting it on the website, and it'll be available. This has to finish it.
Did you like that design, I guess?
I have a question I am recently battling with. Last season, our haunt was a hospital theme called Pandemic, where people were sick with the Romeo flu. I received a lot of hospital equipment. Should I stick with hospital or change?
You could stick with hospital, but you could also tighten it up to where it's a maternity ward. You could change it so that it's just one wing of the hospital, and every year you do a different wing of the hospital, and you know.
Sorry, the Romero flu, not a Romeo flu. My apologies. Like George Romero.
That means zombies.
I got that.
Okay, I was just helping her out.
I'm reading fast. I know who George Romero is.
Why
John
getting all
said-
defensive?
He very
I know
much,
George Romero
I
is.
know who it is. Very much so, and he likes the removable face idea on the scarecrow mask.
Yeah.
Have a good night. I'm going back to do my Native American beadwork. Ooh,
Okay. Cool
sounds-
deal.
Sounds beautiful. Ever use couch cushions for props?
All the time. I love upholstery foam. I used to use actual old couch cushions, but now mostly I use new foam.
Maestro Case says, hope everyone is good today.
I'm good. How you, wife? You good?
I'm good.
Okay. And we're just covering this sucker in latex. Latex paint, I should say.
Is there a product you can cast it in black?
Yes, there is. You can actually add tint to latex. But anything you add to latex isn't going to stretch as good as latex, or else they would make rubber bands out of that. And they don't. They make rubber bands out of latex. So I would prefer to leave the strength in the material by not diluting it with whatever it is that makes it black. And I would rather paint it black after. Because I can make a nice flexible paint that is mostly latex to go on top of a all latex piece.
Just had visions of a man eating a couch.
Man eating couch.
A man eating couch.
There's actually a couple horror movies about couches that are possessed.
I just snatched 2 vacuum cleaners off the side of the road. It's like a gold mine out there.
It is. It
Yard
is.
shopping is happening in our neighborhood. That's what Ezekiel says.
Now, what I want you to think about, though, as you are picking up things off the side of the road, there might be a reason why they threw it away. Especially right now, there's a lot of sick people out there. So maybe they cleaned out the room of a person who was really sick and died, and instead of sanitizing, they just threw the vacuum away. So just be cautious, because right now we're having a medical issue all over the country, and you should think about that. So sanitize anything before you bring it into your house. At Dark Hour Haunted House, we have an area out back where we leave something for 2 weeks before we bring it into the show. Because one time, I brought in a couch that had cockroaches. And we were murdering cockroaches all over the haunted house for a little while. Which is not fun. And I hate them.
Getting back into stilt work
Hooray!
again this year. I used to use drywall stilts. Is there any other type you recommend?
Well, I use a drywall stilt, but it is a dual pole drywall stilt. If you look on my website, they're on my website, the kind that I use. I only sell one kind because I think it's the best kind. I, 100% think that that is the best stilt for performance work. It's durable, it holds up, it'll hold a lot of weight. I'm a heavy guy and I use those, so that's the preferred type of stilt.
Says thanks. It's my neighbor girl there behind my shop while I tear them apart for parts. There was a terrible movie about a man eating waterbed. It was horrible. Not even so bad, it was just good. Bad.
What was it called?
I hate roaches. I once bought a couch with bees.
Nice. And you had to pay for that sucker? Sweet. At least my roaches were free.
Thank you, Scott.
It's covered in bees.
Covered in bees.
At some point, I will have to put the chest piece and the back piece on my dummy and figure out how they all go together. I have the front of him done, I have the back of him done, and the two have not yet been introduced or become friends. So,
It's called Deathbed, the bed that eats.
the bed that eats. That's awesome. Whoever gave that sales pitch, that's a confident person. All right, yep, made this thing black. Let's get this out of the way now. We'll put it in the other room to dry. Now, I believe that this is dry enough where I can put this guy together.
Oh, thank you.
It's just a lot of little things.
It is Halloween. Thank you. Hi, Edie.
Hello, Edie.
Heart lady. Mr. Jimmy, hello. Cobwebs and Candlesticks says, Ogle Ron Perlman.
That's right, doing his job.
How long did you have to leave the contact cement to get to?
Until it's dry. It's a little bit moister out in the environment today, so this actually took a little while.
That was just me asking. Just kidding.
Yeah. But it bonds pretty good, pretty fast. And contact cement likes pressure, so this is going to stick better if I go in here and really push on it. I'm not using a painter's hood. What I am using is actually it's a head sock. Let me show you one. You could put in the words motorcycle head sock, and they're going to be about $7 a piece or so. This was a 3-pack. I forget how much it was. And it always seems like I'm opening underwear or something. Even laying on the table, they look like underwear. But they're not underwear.
What do you think about Transworld being delayed because of COVID-19?
Transworld is actually canceled because of COVID-19. It is not delayed. They actually announced that it is canceled for the year. They're going to begin in 2021.
What do you think about that?
I think it's wise. I mean, it's responsible. Right now, the best way to beat this virus is to not have folks get it. So, this is the head sock. Imagine I have a neck, and then this would go all the way down on my neck. I do not have a neck.
Hopefully MHC happens.
I think MHC will. I think it's far enough back. They even push that back. So, yeah. So now I feel like I should do something. Like I should talk like this.
Oh.
All right. Anyway, heads up. And now I put it on my face.
And I just found out I still have a place to stay for free in St. Louis next year.
Free is my favorite color.
I was thinking about attending MHC, so I hope so. That's Plastic Ninja.
Come see us. Come say hey.
Reminds me of Monty Python. Are
Yes.
there pictures of you with a beard?
Yes, there are. There are indeed. It's been a while since I haven't had a beard.
I hope this virus leaves our whole state so we can get back to normal.
I think I want it to leave the world.
I hope normal changes, though.
Yeah, I mean, we could be a little safer, you
Some
know.
good things have come from this, so I hope normal changes too.
A lot of people being good. I mean, that's nice.
I thought finished was your favorite color.
That's my other favorite color. Free and finish is really my favorite color. So now we have a headstock mask.
I'll take that.
This is for a wife.
There you go. Thank you. It's for Nancy. Much obliged.
Thank you, Scott.
Thank you, Scott.
The latex part is very sturdy, and the back is pretty sturdy. Back to me. I mean, it's sturdy. This is gonna get me so high. Now see when it's finished, these would go backwards. But this is just sold as a blank, so the person who bought this is going to finish it themselves somehow. I wire them so I can change them to do whatever, you know. But this are the mask. Whew. Turns out there's fumes in there.
Are there any conferences you plan to go to later this year?
MHC. I'll be MHC. Absolutely. The Midwest Haunters Convention.
MHC is more amateur and enthusiast friendly than Trans World, right?
Yes. Yes. That's very fair to say.
Is this what that's supposed to be like?
Yeah.
It's sticky here.
Yep. That is the way. And that way it adjusts to all types.
It'll be cool to meet up with everyone at one of the conferences. Alan's online class catch up.
Yeah.
Ezekiel.
We should have a meet-up.
How sturdy is that mask? I guess that's the tree mask that you just.
Yeah, that's why I put it on and answered it.
Oh, okay. Alan, you've never looked worse. It's a good mask. Contact high. I know you've
in
tried
line.
vanilla extract and pour-ups before. Have you ever tried other flavors to change the smell of the latex?
No, I have not.
You need some industry credentials for Trans World, don't you?
You do.
Alan, we should do a meetup at for some deep dish pizza.
Heck, yes. Man, I'm so ready for deep dish pizza. I've lost a lot of weight. That's just me making room.
There's fumes in them there masks. Ezekiel says Transman will be awesome next year. I can bring my son.
That will be cool. Why? I'm going to need a story here shortly.
Let's see. So many stories.
Ezekiel, it's so good.
Because I keep hearing about that dude, yeah. Transworld is a lot closer to me, but I don't think they will let me in.
Plastic Ninja, that's not necessarily true. If you would like to go to Transworld, let me know and I can make that happen. As a vendor, I get invitations.
That you're working on.
Demo. Demo Morgan?
Oh, great. Thought I might, in the series of how Alan almost died, I thought I might tell about our adventure trying to get to a hotel at Wisconsin.
Go right ahead. Right now is the time.
Oh, okay.
While you guys look at this lovely mask, and I'm letting this dry is what's happening here. My wife will tell you a quick story.
Okay. This is a recent story continuing the theme of this new series of how Alan almost died. And actually, I almost died too in this particular. Last year, just last August, we were training at Woods of Terror in North Carolina, Greensboro, North Carolina. That is Eddie McLaren's show that we go to every year to train his cast. Friday night, we go to do a quick airbrush class, and then we've been flying all day. We are worn out, and we're going to head back to the hotel, do a few final prep for some of the exercises we're going to teach the next day, and try and get some rest, because Eddie, he packs the whole day of things that he wants us to work on. And it's great. I mean, it's a full day, but you do need some rest, and we were very tired. So it starts raining, and I mean, it comes down like crazy. We are in a very small rental car. It is a sedan, and we start to make our way to the hotel. Our way from the haunt to the hotel is made up of a series of residential streets. There's not really a highway that the GPS takes us on. It is mostly residential streets. It is very dark. It is raining incredibly hard and incredibly fast. But we are following what the GPS tells us. Alan is driving, and we make a turn, again, very dark, and we hit a wall of water that engulfs the entire car. When the water comes down, we are almost floating, and it's dark again, and we are on a bridge, and the first thing we're thinking of is we're about to get washed away. We actually hit a flash flood, and we hit it by turning a corner, so we never could see it. So Alan opens, and water comes just rushing into this little rent car. Thankfully, it's moving fast, but also it's not quite high enough to make us float. And around us are a few other cars that are also bottomed out in this flash flood. Now, if you've ever been in a flash flood, we get them a lot in Texas. If you've ever been in one, there's a reason they're a flash flood. They show up fast, they leave fast. Thankfully, this started to recede fairly quickly, not soon enough to save the car, because now the car is shorted out. We're trying to figure out a way to get the car going again. Even watched a YouTube video to try and figure out a way to get the car going. Car will not start, and we can't even push it out of the water yet. The other cars around us are trying to help us. We're all trying to help each other. It is pouring down. Finally, the rain starts to slack a little bit, and we attempt to push the car out of the floodwaters, which again are receding, but you're still pretty much up to your shin in water. And finally, when it does recede, now we are soaking wet. The car is bottomed out. This is a car that is a rental in a state we don't know well, in a city or on a road we don't know at all, in the dark, and we're supposed to be teaching the next day at 9 o'clock, and so we come up with a very quick plan, which is what we always do. Alan calls the rental car company, and he gets a wrecker. The wrecker is taking, as you can imagine, a long time to get there. I get on Uber, which I've never used before, And I download the app, I enter the information, I get an Uber driver to find us, which is no small thing because, again, it's so dark they have a hard time finding us. When the Uber driver finally finds us, my assignment is to get back to the hotel safely and order a pizza because we are so hungry and we obviously are not going to have a car. Alan has to take the car, the wrecker, back to the rental car place at the airport, rent another car, and get back to the hotel so we can fall over, which we did. So it's about 2.5 hours later. The pizza's there. Alan shows up. He's soaking wet. He first thing I do, he has one pair of shoes with him. Of course, those shoes are now completely soaking wet. I take the shoes. I get the hair dryer from the bathroom, and I stick one hair dryer in each shoe, setting my phone alarm for an hour. Every hour I switch shoes in hopes that the next morning he's going to have some dry shoes. I had a second pair of shoes.
That's a good wife.
And I want to get I've got another set of clothes for him, but I do not have another set of shoes, and I don't want his shoes to be wet. It did work. The next morning the shoes were dry. We ate pizza, we were exhausted, we fell over. The next morning, we faked it till we made it because we were so tired because we got to bed about 2:30 and we had to be back up again at 7 to be there in time to teach. And we were pretty worn out. But we survived. We didn't get washed away. We made it to the class. We taught the class all day. And we subsequently fell over the next night too.
The moral of the story is, if Eddie McLaren invites you out to dinner, go to dinner.
Yeah, because we were supposed to go to dinner with Eddie. We said, Eddie, we're going to go back to the room and work on the class. And we did need to. We were also just incredibly tired. And so if we'd gone to dinner with Eddie, this wouldn't have happened. So anytime Eddie asked us to dinner, which the next night he said, you want to go to dinner? We were like, absolutely.
Yes,
we're
we'll go.
going. I don't care where you take
someone
us.
else is driving.
We'll go to Waffle House. I don't care. We're going to go. And we did. So thankfully, we did not die. But we almost died. It was an adventure every day. Back to you, Alan.
And adventure. And adventure.
And adventure. Okay. Much. Plastic Ninja says that would be really nice of you to let him in. It would have been my first year to go to Transworld this year, but I guess all good things must wait.
Yeah, I mean, you'll enjoy it. It's going to happen. Everybody staying healthy, I think, was more important, you know. I think they made a good call. That doesn't suck. Yeah. Financially, it really sucks for me, but for a lot of people. But, I mean, that's not the focus. The focus is what an amazing thing that so many people are willing to sacrifice to keep other people healthy. And that to me, that's beautiful. And that's one of the good things happening.
It says, Fright Pop sent me an invitation. I was supposed to transport. Ready for my story. I have popcorn. I grew up south of Chicago. I'm not a deep dish guy.
I grew up in Maryland, and when I lived there, I didn't like crabs. Now I love them.
One good thing about MHC is that it's not in St. Louis.
Yeah, like 40% less likely to get robbed.
It says even worse, Ninja, it's in Chicago.
You know what? Chicago is better than St. Louis.
St.
I'm going to
Louis is
say.
legitimately the highest murder rate in the country. It says, nah, Gary, Indiana is worse. Okay. If you drew a line on a map between Chicago and Gary, Indiana, that's Hammond, where I grew up.
Okay.
Okay, pizza to the rescue. Glad you guys were safe. Love the channel. Thank you. Let's see. Just saw the back of your shirt. I thought it would be the wrong shirt to wear out in public currently.
You know what? There's two shirts right now that I like wearing. So, let me tell you the story of this haunted house, of this shirt, because it's from a haunted house, kind of. So this shirt is, this is a shirt for a haunted house that the Wintons were going to do. James and Melissa Winton, who own Haunt Shirts. And they made this shirt, and they never made this haunted house. Like this pro haunted house, it never happened. You know, like it happened in their driveway, but they had plans to do a big haunted house and a building and all this. It did not happen. But this shirt, people like the shirts so much, they started Haunt Shirts, which I think is hilarious and awesome. You know, they ended up in a different line of work.
There's a big conversation about who has the highest murder rate. Ezekiel, if you really want to impress Shannon with your guitar playing, learn the final countdown by Europe. She loves.
Yes.
Oh, Michael Lassiter, I have 2 words for you. Okay. Gray house haunts. Always travel with 2 pairs of shoes. Now we're talking about murder rates in Gary, Indiana, and Michigan. When have you traveled and worked when you have traveled and worked in the UAE? St. Louis is a breeze. That's Ezekiel. Let's see. There's a back and forth about murder rates, and they're debating on who has the most dangerous city. Ezekiel said, I met a policeman in St. Louis, said I wouldn't make it to Walmart and back, and asked if I would like a lift there. It worked.
Nice.
I've never been to either places, so I don't have an opinion.
You'll have an opinion after you go to St. Louis.
Alan, I have a couple of old latex masks. They won't be used anymore, but I would like to keep them. Is it okay to cover the cracks in them with a little mask of latex after I've cleaned them?
Yes. Keep them out of the sunlight. Sunlight is the biggest factor for deterioration in latex, so keep them out of the sunlight. That's going to be the best thing to keep them in good shape. Easiest way to do this is just put it on. Okay. Great. Ta-da!
Ain't down here in Texas. We mostly all have a gun or something that goes. Same in Georgia.
We
Is it-
do indeed.
Is it a goblin shark? Which is
It looks a little bit like a goblin shark.
It does.
My favorite kind of shark is a cookie cutter shark. And their name is so cute, but they're big old jerks.
Any chance of doing your own version of a Pillar of Souls sculpt?
You mean like the Pillar of Souls from Hellraiser? Is that what you were referring to? I actually used to sell just latex faces. And one of the things that I used to do with them was I would put them on and make Pillar of Souls.
He said yes.
So I used to actually sell those. But I sold the faces. And you could put them on furniture, you could put them on anything. They were just very useful.
Ezekiel says can see a marriage of beard and latex happening.
Yeah, if you're not careful, you have to. You must be cautious.
Lexi!
Lexi's on!
Seems like a very fumey way of doing things.
Yes. I always opt for the option with more fumes. I think that's the best way to go.
For Michelle's old masks, she says that some are a little misshapen. Hot water bath to reform.
Yes, very hot water bath. And then get a head form ready to put them on right after, because they will revert back to their form of whatever shape they were molded in.
What would you recommend to fix a tear in a silicone mask?
Silpoxy. It is called Silpoxy. You can get it from Reynolds Advanced Materials or Smooth On. But Silpoxy is the way to go, except no substitutes. It's amazing.
Favorite kind of shark, goblin shark. Gotta go with Mako's. Say hello to Horror Beauty. Mako's are meaner, but goblin sharks are freaks of nature.
Goblin sharks are really cool looking.
I just joined. What are you making?
Well, right now I'm doing a lot of little projects tonight, but right now I'm attaching a mask to an EVA head form. This will grow up to be a Denny Morgan.
Really hot water bath to reshape a mask? I did not know that.
Yep.
Thanks.
Yes. Works very well.
Sharks are not your friends. Take it from an Aussie.
No. Sharks will eat you. You are delicious. You're on the menu.
I heard Robert England used to tear off his silicone appliance after filming stopped because he hated wearing them.
I can neither confirm nor deny. He doesn't look terribly scarred from it. And I think most of his were foam latex appliances, just because of when the first couple were made. And I know all the ones from part 3 that Screamin' Mad George did. I know all of those were foam.
Cobwebs and candlesticks, you're making a vlog? Awesome.
Oh, that's very cool.
Ezekiel says, you have me addicted to working with EVA foam. It's such an awesome medium. Built a lot of top hats yesterday.
That's awesome. Do you sell the top hats, Ezekiel?
Are they for Gasly's? Because I think the Gasly icon has a top hat.
It's a do. It's a do.
It's a dude. Ezekiel says, not yet. I'm still learning and mastering them for sale.
So what do you do with them? I think you mentioned to me you've made about 30. So do you just have a vast collection of EVA foam top hats? Nothing wrong with that if you do. Okay, great. This is the head socket that'll go under here. So now I can just decorate this.
Horror Beauty says to cobwebs and candlesticks, silicone appliances are way more comfortable to wear than foam ones. It is a removal that takes just as long in applying.
Now, Horror Beauty, I do not mean to contradict you, but I actually prefer to wear foam latex because it's lighter. It's lighter on my face and on my skin. So I prefer foam latex over silicone.
Ezekiel says, yeah, I have them all sitting in my office. Cobweb says, I don't think so, but I guess you ruined thousands of dollars in masks and appliances. Paul Rhodes, I'm late per usual. What are you working on tonight?
Right now I'm working on a Demi Gorgon. Let's see how this do. This is, by the way, like the best cutter in the world. This guy, I loves it. It holds these double-sided blades. The best.
Close to being ready to sell, and all the others I learned on can definitely be worked on and fixed for sales.
There you go.
Our review says, foam is lighter. The feeling of them overall wore a lot myself, and I find silicone more comfortable, but it is a preference too.
Yeah. Yeah, to me, I think it's spatial weight. I'm going to have to find a link for this cutter. For anybody listening, what this says on the outside, it says Roberts. So I guess Roberts is the company name. And that is all that it says. It says Roberts and blades stored inside. The kind of blades that it holds. These are Persona blades, but they're this type of Persona blade. It's a Persona carpet blade. Carpet blades. This is probably a Roberts carpet blade cutter holder Baba knocker. I only made up one of those words, and you'll have to guess which one because I'll never tell.
Got mine at Home Depot, carpet department.
Okay, great. Yeah, like I use this for fur quite a bit. It works great on the back side of fur. I loves it. All right, so I think that this guy is going to be nice and curved, all right, when I heat it up and bend it. And I should be able to fit 4 of these around. 2. Yeah, okay, so this is what I'm going to go with. This is my pattern now, and I'll cut out a couple of these. Would I use Cos tools? Yes, I would. I haven't right now. I don't like things that are rebranded and just be made more expensive. I don't like that. I'm not a fan. So I'd have to look at it. If all Cos Tools does is put their logo on a different foam cutter, then I'll probably just buy the original.
My favorite mask that Alan has ever made is the first mask I saw him in, which when it started to go into retirement, I took away and have preserved it in the house.
I thought you were reading a comment.
No, Edie asks, says, what is your favorite mask that you've ever made? And that was the one he was wearing the night I met him. And when it started to need to be replaced with a new mask, I took it away to still have it. It is very carefully preserved in the house so that no sunlight gets on it. You know, it deteriorates slowly. You know, latex, I know it's not going to live forever, but I'm trying to make it live as long as I can. So that one is my favorite. Can you say what theme park you made the Demogorgons for last year?
Big, I don't know if I can or not. It's a big theme park in California. Maybe one that had a show with that theme. This is part of order, so this guy is going to get cranked out tonight also. I don't know. I don't think I'll get him all the way done. Alexa, what time is it?
The time is 8:50 p.m.
Okay, we are now 50 minutes into Not Haunters Hangout if they were going tonight.
James Minnick says hello.
Hi, James. This is starting to drag a little bit, so that blade is dull. But that's only one corner of 4 possible corners.
Made someone's ALX angle off.
Sorry.
Haunters Hangout is next week. Scare actors.
Awesome.
Laughing saying you're setting off hundreds of these across the country.
One day, I'd actually like to be on their Scare Actor show. They normally ask me on for the Mask Maker show, but I like acting stuff too. One day my prince will come. But also, in all honesty, I'm pretty accessible. So I think one of the reasons why I'm not on there more is because if someone wants to ask me a question, they just ask me a question.
You don't laser cut the head pedals?
No, because I only make these when the person who needs it has a license for it. So I don't make a lot of them, and I want to make them all a little bit different.
I was on a few years ago when they were still focusing on haunters.
What do they focus on now? I like MTV where they stop playing music videos.
What are you making?
A Demogorgon head. This is exactly the same way I made a Predator-like monster for Dark Hour a while ago. Now I have 4 of these puppies.
I know YouTube Wednesday is mostly about making stuff. Maybe do one on scare acting.
I've had a couple that were on scare acting, actually. Excerpts from actor trainings and things like that. A big part of what I do is actually actor training.
I do not suggest going to Home Depot to buy the carpet knife. Order online. I went to buy a plumbing part that I had to have ASAP, and Home Depot was packed with people buying gardening supplies and home improvement. Not easy to stay 6 feet away. It was frustrating.
Yeah, a bunch of jerks.
Which is better, a xenomorph or a predator?
Better? I prefer the Predator.
I prefer the xenomorph.
My wife is wrong.
When all the shows were haunters before they started doing the actor and prop building, which I honestly love the options they are using now.
Well, I think prop building is a big part of being a home haunter. I think part of the appeal is buying, making the things yourself.
Oh crap! Another Ninja Allen debate. Ninja says this one I'm torn on, so I can't choose.
I prefer the Predator. The Alien is a really kick-butt monster. You can't beat it. And I kind of like where they were going in part 3, where you saw the alien, how the alien itself was different when it infected different creatures. And I think that was really cool. I'd like to see more of that.
Say hi to Zach. Hey, Zach.
Hey, Zach.
Thank you again, buddy. You saved the day. This is a debate between Alan and his wife. No, not really. Not really. I'm an Alien fan, but that's just me.
When the Alien and Predator fought, only one Predator showed up to the fight, but there was like 20 of them aliens.
I didn't even watch that.
So that tells you something.
Zach is FaceTiming with Tyler Barnett and Laura Kilpatrick.
Hooray!
Either I have an alien nerd mate. I just want to punch him in the face when he starts talking about alien stuff.
Who gets punched in the face?
Ezekiel's nerd mate.
I see.
It only bothers me because my wife works at a hospital and sees firsthand what this virus is doing to people. Stay safe, stay home, everyone.
Oh, absolutely.
Alien versus Predator had a Predalien.
They did, yeah.
Ross says, exactly because I work at Home Depot. We are now starting tomorrow limiting how many customers can come in at once. I'm a home haunter and I build tons of crap. I love the spotlight on props and set design.
Yeah.
My dog is named Ripley, so I'm partial to those movies.
We have an orange tabby named Jonesy.
Haunter's Hangout is mostly geared towards home hauners going pro. It's good for those of us who want to learn about the Switch, but I personally want to see how props are made from start to finish.
And that's why you're here.
First two Predator films are masterclass. Cobwebs and Candlestick says Hobby Lobby is doing the same as far as restricting how many people can come in. What are you making tonight, Alan?
I'm working on a Demogorgon, which was ordered, November? December? But the plan was to bring it to Transworld and deliver there, but that did not work out. Because I said, forget it, I'm not going to Transworld this year. Thought I would just hang out at the house.
Saying goodnight to Cobwebs and Candlestick.
Good night, Cobwebs and Candlesticks. If you look right here, you can see that that is kind of part of the Demogorgon, and the rest is coming. So a trick to getting a nice seam is to actually lay it on the table so it's already laid flat. They're going to meet up together. One's not going to be higher than the other. And as you push it together, now I have a really nice seam here where one is not higher than the other.
Did you ever have a job before this, or did you just jump straight into this?
I'm a haunted house guy. I've always been a haunted house guy. That's what I do. So I guess the answer is not really. I've had some jobs in between. Now, I was a dishwasher for a couple weeks.
You were like 14, I think.
What?
You were 14.
I was 14. No, I was 13. Because they would hire at 13.
You went to Candy Leather.
And I worked at Candy Leather for a while.
Predator had technology from across the galaxy. Got killed by a guy in the log.
Yes. Which just goes to further the vampire debate. A stake through the heart will kill anything, not just a vampire.
The Abbott of Arnold. I love haunted houses.
I love haunted houses too. It's a nice seam right there. Okay. So tonight I'm definitely going to get these 4 petals on. I'll get these parts onto the Demogorgon. That'll be cool.
The haunted house is so much nicer than the sci-fi community. At least we bathe occasionally.
Well, that wasn't very nice.
That's Ezekiel. What theme do you think is underutilized in the haunt industry, house-wise?
Halloween. Black cats, ghosts, scarecrows. Halloween. Halloween is underutilized. But if you want something a little more roundabout, sci-fi is definitely underutilized. As far like we're talking about aliens tonight, and Predator, underutilized. There's an excellent game out there from a few years back called Dead Space, which also I think became an anime type movie. And Dead Space is excellent fodder for haunted houses. Remember that time I unplugged my Dremel to plug in my heat gun?
You were a dishwasher? Oh my God. So the ending of Beauty and the Beast is true.
I was a dishwasher for 3 weeks. And instead of washing the dishes one night, I just hid them all around the kitchen. Because I thought that'd be way more fun. And then I left.
Bloodshed Brothers do a really good job with old school Halloween games.
Yeah, I mean, they don't do bad. They do good. What I'm doing right now is I'm taking the edge off of this, and that makes a huge difference of just knocking that edge off with the sander. That side hasn't been done, this side has.
Dead Space is really cool.
It has good creature design.
Other Bloodshed Brothers do a great Halloween thing with their haunt, all the vintage props they use.
Yeah, they do.
What do you think?
Honey, they were the ones who, when we went through,
Yeah, they
what?
were at
yeah, and they did the hanging pumpkin basket.
Midsummer Screams.
I believe so.
Yes, it was. It was beautiful. I loved it. It was very old school, which is my favorite. What do you think has been overused in the haunt industry?
Clown! A little something in my throat. Yeah, something in my throat. I'm not sure what that was.
Have you ever seen the movie Virus?
I don't know. I've watched so many movies. I don't know. Like the big TV that's over there, I watched 5 horror movies today while I was just working in the shop.
Boy, your first tax form must have been a doozy, Mr. Haas. It says here you are a haunter. What is that? Oh, I see. Will you excuse me for a moment? Yes, Mr. So-and-so says you're a what?
One year I wrote down, I make kids cry. That was my occupation. That's what I wrote down.
What's your favorite haunt you have visited recently?
Favorite haunt I visited recently? Netherworld. Netherworld is amazing. Netherworld is the most haunted haunted house I've ever been to.
Are you making a mask?
Yes, I am making a mask. I'm making pieces that will go onto a mask.
What happened to the one you created for the Dallas show? The Demogorgon, maybe, for the Stranger Things?
Oh, I didn't make one for them. I was going to, but I decided not to. The same year I was going to one, and I wasn't going to advertise that we had one. That's the kicker. Is you don't ever want to draw anybody in with someone else's intellectual property. I wasn't going to advertise with it. I was going to use it as a wink and a nod once you're inside. But the same year that I was going to make an unlicensed Demogorgon costume, I was hired to make a licensed Demogorgon costume. So I'm like, well, maybe I shouldn't do that.
It's like Dead Space, but with mechanical parts mixed with dead people controlled by an alien virus.
Cool.
Netherworld is on the bucket list. Say goodnight, Scott.
Good night, Scott.
What do you mean by haunted housiest house?
Oh, it's I truly don't know of a way to say it more plain than that. It's the most haunted houseiest. And it's wonderful in that because it doesn't. You don't go in and you don't think, boy, they really tried to make it look like a hospital. No, they really tried to make it look like a haunted house.
Bless you.
Sneezing EVA dust. Probably should be wearing a mask. If I could get one.
They're the rolls in Atlanta, right?
Yes. Go. Steal a car. Get to Atlanta. Go to Netherworld. Wait till October when they're open.
Netherworld was the haunt I worked at for years. I loved it even when I put my face in front of someone's fist as they walked through a curtain.
Yeah, that's a mistake you make one time.
Say goodnight to Scott Colehart.
I did.
Have you ever been to Cutting Edge in Dallas? If so, what do you think about it? Personally, I didn't really care for it.
Sure was dark. It was dark, and I don't like modern music in haunts. He is trying to achieve something different than I try to achieve with a haunted house. So he is achieving what he wants to achieve. So it's fine.
Say hi to Laney.
Hi, Laney. Watching me Dremel stuff is not fun. I know it. I'm sorry.
Is there anything you flat out refuse to make for no amount of money?
Don't be hasty. No, there's nothing I flat out refuse to make. If you want me to make a clown mask, it's going to cost 3 times as much as a mask. Because the world has enough clown masks. I don't need to make any more. So I'll make a clown mask, but it's going to cost you. I'll make almost anything, but it'll cost you.
I think I need to do some planning for my next USA trip. Dark Hour, Netherworld, and New Orleans are on the list.
That sounds pretty awesome. Now I want to have the maximum amount of gluing area, and I don't want them to set just like this. I want them to kick back a little bit when I put them on. So I'm going to take off this back edge and give myself a flat area to glue to with Jan Dremel.
Plastic Ninja says, I have to admit a real fondness for clowns. If you're coming to Atlanta, hit me up. Kurt Natalia, hello.
What's up, man?
Hello, Kurt. You ship out tomorrow.
Who ships out?
Kurt Natalia, he got the $30 werewolf.
Cool.
Wolfman. With being in the haunt and design industry for years, do you get scared or creeped out in other haunted houses?
You must get my attention and then say the words, because this is very loud. What did you
Why don't
say?
you finish and I'll read it to you after.
Okay. I want to give you guys a note, okay? My Dremel spins this way. So if I try to go against the way it's spinning, it's going to dig in and burrow into my foam and cause problems. This is much harder to do and have any control. I can't keep it even. But if I go with that rotation, then I can make a nice smooth line. See the difference? Learning your tools is a big deal. Okay. Read me that question. Roll that beautiful bean footage.
With being in a haunt and design industry for years, do you get scared or creeped out in other haunted houses?
No. I get giddy because a haunted house is my natural environment. And I know that sounds like cheesy or whatever, but no, I feel home. I feel safe. I feel comfortable. I love it. That space is not foreign enough to me for me to be afraid of it. The fact that it's a haunted house means you have put out the welcome mat for Mr. Hops and made him comfortable and happy.
I can show you how to not get murdered in Atlanta.
Sweet. I hate being murdered.
House of Shock was the best to me.
It's a style. It's a thing.
What is the machine called you were using?
That is a Dremel, D-R-E-M-E-L. It's a Dremel tool. It's a rotary device. I had a sanding bit on it, a drum sanding bit.
Did you ever make a Demigorgon with the servo-controlled pedals?
Not necessary.
Did you ever make it?
I made one where they moved, yes. I used a Polulu Micro Maestro. Everything was pre-programmed, and that's what did the motion. I mean, you have lots of room back here, because the pedal hides any servo. So as long as it's behind there, and it didn't close all the way up, but then the actor couldn't see anyway. So it was mostly closed, and then it went to mostly open.
Do you ever make the Demigorgon? Do you still check your heat gun with your hand?
Yes,
Stuffy.
unless I have something in my hand.
I know you spoke about your auditions before because I asked, but how do you rate them? Is it a number system or just a yes or no?
1 to 5. 1 being the best, 5 being the worst. And the first thing that I do, no matter how many applicants that I have, is I take the 4s and the 5s and I set them aside. I don't want them. I do not want them in my show. I only want 1s, 2s, and 3s. So the 4s and 5s, I don't ever look at their application again because they didn't make it. They weren't good enough. But I'm not rating on how they scared people. I'm rating them on how they interacted. I'm rating them on their bravery.
I specialize in impersonating animatronic props, and one year a mother and daughter was walking and the daughter wouldn't come near me, so the mom, trying to show her daughter I was fake. So she stuck her finger in my mouth.
That is awesome. Did you then suck on her finger like you ought to have done? Because that's exactly what I would have done.
If you aren't busy this year, you should stop by.
Hold on. Carry on.
Okay. If you aren't busy this year, you should stop by Insane Acres in Charlie, Texas.
How far is Charlie, Texas from the Dallas area?
I'd love to.
Because Texas is so big, I've never heard of Charlie, Texas.
I get spoiled for
Hold
food.
me closer, Charlie, Texas. Sorry, my wife's going. She's drinking. Anyway. What were you saying, honey?
I got spoiled for food in the States. Everyone wants me to try something I had never had before.
Yeah. We're good for that. That's why we're so fat, us Americans.
Will we see the return of Fat Hand at YouTube Wednesdays?
Most likely. If I'm filming everything, odds are good my
Wow.
hand is in the way.
Wow, Fat Hand.
Yeah, fat hand. It's a biggie. No pun intended.
Yes, I did. She screamed and lost control of her bladder.
Nice.
It's about 2 hours from Dallas in the middle of nowhere.
Cool.
Let's see how far Charlie, Texas is from Plymouth, Texas.
I'm just guessing on...
2 hours and 51 minutes.
Yes, we're up 3 hours away from you. Doesn't mean we won't go. Maybe Jordan is right. Maybe my Halloween will be canceled, but yours is going, and I could come and play at your show.
It says Wicked Andy's Insane Acres Haunted House. This is actually shows in Wichita Falls. Road trip, yes. Ezekiel,
I love road trips.
God, we love road trips. Ezekiel, you've got to get here. Yeah, we'd have fun.
Gotta come hang out with us Texans.
That's Texans.
I've seen a lot of things that say Australia is the Texas of the European Union. Or it's the Texas of the rest of the world.
Love the intro to the new YouTube Wednesdays video music.
Thank you. That was a big old risk. I liked that bluesy music. I enjoyed it.
The South also has really cool aquariums. That is true.
Yes.
Hi, Alan. Have you ever been to Erebus Haunted House in Pontiac, Michigan?
I actually have not been to Erebus. I know the owner. I've had several conversations. Very nice people. We taught several classes together, but no, I have not.
I saw some videos of you. Did you used to be an actor?
In haunted houses, I'm still an actor. I act in almost every show, if I can.
Queensland is the Texas of Australia.
Nice.
Erebus is really cool.
I've heard a lot of good things.
The address out here is weird. It says Wichita Falls, but it is really charming. I want to go to Audition. Sauce or dry rub on ribs?
Sauce. I think food should swim.
Ribs. Should do some ribs.
For that time I unplugged my Dremel. I unplugged my heat gun to plug in my Dremel. Well, now I'm doing it again, the other way. Alexa, what time is it?
It's 9:18 p.m.
I agree. The more sauce.
Food should swim. I know it's blowing because I can hear it, but I don't know if it's hot unless I touch it. Trust, yet verify.
Food should swim. Did I hear you right?
Yes. I like food that's wet.
What's your favorite barbecue sauce? Can you tell I'm hungry?
My favorite barbecue sauce is,
Sweet Baby Ray's.
yeah, we have one around here called Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce. Amazing.
Have you ever been on the Weird Kid show?
Yes. I'm pretty sure I have.
You were. You interviewed in November.
We were in a hotel room, weren't we? Yes, I was in a hotel room when I interviewed there.
Barbecue in Australia or shrimp, seafood. Ooh. Food should swim. No wonder you love fishing.
They do.
As a fellow fat man, I concur more sauce is better.
Yeah, like, but not like, I don't, it doesn't have to swim before. It's got to swim after and during. During, mostly during. Okay, so this one turned into a Mickey Mouse ear, and that's just where it's going to live. No, I can get that off of there.
Those are some spooky tatas. Oh, Zach. Oh, Zach. No, stop. There you go, Zach. That's your fault. I love seafood. Would love to go to Australia at some point, but I'm poor. So I like your food to swim, but not yourself. Where in the Metroplex are you?
Well, we live in east, far east. We're almost in East Texas.
So we're an hour outside of Dallas.
Yeah, we're an hour east of Dallas.
Zach says, and print screen.
Whatever you're into, Zach.
The food at Zaza's in Florence, Italy is freaking delicious.
Okay. I've been to Italy, Texas.
Here's another food question. Chili with beans or no beans?
Yes. The answer is chili is good. That's the answer. What was the question?
Beans or no beans?
Yeah, but they're both good. Most Texans will shoot you if you put beans in their chili, so just be prepared. You know that happens. I was raised in the north. I like kidney beans in my chili, but I don't. They're both good.
I drew the weird kid last night. Came out pretty good.
Cool.
Why is that? Your adhesive has to be dry before it is permanent.
That's just how contact cement works. Contact cement, you have to put it on both sides, and it has to be dry, or else you will not get a permanent bond. Now those are actually on there pretty darn good, so I'm very happy with that. But I still am going to come back here, and I've made these little pieces to go back here as supports.
My wife is Hawaiian. She would rather have sushi. I don't like.
Yeah, I'm not down with sushi because I don't like food that's crunchy, and I don't like it. It is ungood. I would like a flavor other than salt, please. Thank you.
First time I ever ate octopus and squid was at Zaza's.
Fun.
Chicken fried steak. Oh man, I'm sold. That's Ezekiel. I used to eat sushi until I got food poisoning from it once.
That little right there I just put in, that like makes that way stronger. Just that one little bit. Do the extra.
add another layer of the leaf petals around the face?
No, because this monster only has the one layer. His head is made of 5 petals. This is a known creature, and it has a very certain look.
If you had to sculpt a mask with only one tool, what would it be?
Tongue depressor.
Ezekiel says, I drove past this cowboy joint in Plano. I thought, wow, a gay cowboy place. Then Alan took me to lunch there. Brazilian barbecue, great food, not gay.
It was delicious.
And it's gone.
Yeah, sadly they closed up.
What is the material name they're using?
EVA foam. This is floor foam from Harbor Freight, basically. Basically, this is a little bit different, but it's basically that.
Chad says, chicken fried steak is amazing, but face it, put white gravy on an old tennis shoe and it will be delicious.
Indeed.
I miss being able to eat wheat.
Okay, that is set up. I'm well on my way to having a Denny board. Wife,
Yo.
let me go check and see if Monster Chest is dry. Would you entertain the masses for a few moments?
It's a quick story.
Sure.
Let's see here.
That's fine.
How long will you be gone?
45 seconds to a minute and a half.
Okay, another quick story in the series. Alan almost died. This one I am prepared for because it is a short one, but we were at a wedding. The wedding was at Reindeer Manor. One of the neatest weddings we've ever been, because to have a wedding at a haunted house is pretty cool. And Alan had a Band-Aid on his finger. This comes into play in a few minutes. As the sun started to go down, the party was revving up. We were having a great time, and instead of a wedding cake, they had a huge...
Carry on.
They had a huge stand of cupcakes. And Alan took a cupcake, and it was a mini cupcake, so, you know, it was bite-sized. He put the entire cupcake, it wasn't?
No.
Full-size cupcake?
No. I used my trick, my cupcake trick,
Oh.
where you rip the bottom of the cupcake off, and then you put it on top, and then you shove the whole thing in your mouth. That you don't get icing everywhere. It's like a burger.
And in doing so, you pulled your Band-Aid off.
And ate it.
And ate your Band-Aid.
I ate the Band-Aid that was, because I thought it was a little bit of the cupcake paper.
The Band-Aid that
and
was
I'm like,
on your finger.
Well, that's fine. But then immediately I'm like, oh crap, I just ate my Band-Aid. And sadly, someone was there when I realized I ate my Band-Aid. And, well, several weddings that I went to after, they had a cupcake with a Band-Aid stuck into it with my name written on it, because that was marked as my cupcake.
It was like 5 years later.
Because it had a Band-Aid.
6 years later.
Yes.
Still Okay. That was a good story.
Ate a Band-Aid by accident because there were delicious cupcakes.
How would you go about animating the leaves, petals, if you were so inclined?
Just put a servo back there, a little servo motor. I would use a Micro Maestro controller from Polulu because you can download stuff into that. That's what I do. And if I didn't know any of that stuff, then I would call Scott, Scott Koci, Koci, Koci. I would call Scott, and he would tell me, because he's the man.
Hi, Ellen. Is that the same foam you recommended to make the outdoor pumpkins?
Yes.
Or was it an EPA foam?
EVA.
When will you paint this?
This weekend probably. Should I go live doing another Demigorgon head? Because I've done a couple of them live.
I love the look on his face when he realized what story you were telling.
Yeah.
Plastic,
Not one of my better moments.
Plastic Ninja has an inhuman amount of food allergies, also tree pollen and pine.
That's awesome. Way to not be dead. Good job.
Do you do much with animatronics?
I make a lot of skins for animatronics. I know enough about animatronics to do it. I don't weld, okay, so I'm not a welder, but often I design them. I'll design them, I'll do a mock-up of it, and then pass off the project. Sometimes I'll still sculpt the skin. I'll do that. The easy answer is yes. I don't want to sound like I'm, full of myself or anything, but yeah, I do stuff with animatronics. I can program controllers. I can program controllers. I can design the layout. I'm pretty good with 4-bar engineering, meaning at least I'm knowledgeable in it. I like animatronics. And of course I like sculpting and making skins. And there's an art to it. You gotta, how do your joints work? How do you make it flexible? And now the second coat of paint on, you see how much faster the second coat goes on this guy here? Put him out of the way. So gang, I think that I have accomplished quite a bit for this evening. And I'm probably going to wrap up here. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I wanted to get that chest painted. A lot of little things that I wanted to get done I didn't have a chance to do, but that's how it goes when you are nibbled to death by ducks. And that's what I knew my night was going to be. I'm working on a lot of little projects and advancing several projects at a time, but I am not getting one project completely finished. That is nibbled to death by ducks. This is the scarecrow mask that I'm about to re-water. Not with this. This is alcohol. That would not be good for it. It would dry it out further. But I'm going to put some of this on my hands. It's just as good for you. I'm really wetting this down because it got a little dry, little cracked. Not terrible, but I put it on a dry head form, so it's actually kind of drying from the inside out because this was an older head form that I hadn't used in a while. And plaster is constantly absorbing or releasing moisture.
Everyone thought you were signing off when they're saying goodbye.
Yeah, well, they can say goodnight because I am signing off. Just like Mr. Rogers has to come in and change his sweater. Well, when I leave, I've got to sculptures and make sure they're preserved. I don't want to come back cracked up. You know, you got to clean your table off. It's end of the day stuff. This is what I'm doing. I'd be singing Mr. Rogers' goodbye song if I were Mr. Rogers. I never watched him as a kid. Just, he kind of creeped me out. Want some real talk? But there it is. He was entirely too nice. So I didn't trust him. Like I know a lot of people, they're not that nice.
Have a great night, Alan and wife. Stay safe. I always get called wife. It's kind of sweet. You need to make a Stilt Beast bye-bye song.
That's right.
That would be awesome. Start your show coming in, changing your shoes, and singing a little tune.
I've almost done that before. One time I started in the yard and I finished. I came into the live video and I'd take off my hoodie and stuff and hang it up. So I felt very Mr. Rogers at that point in time. A trick when you are wrapping up a sculpture is to get a container of water and put it in there with it. That way you're making this nice moist environment. I had a container of water before I cleaned earlier today. Just getting water. Buenos noches.
Buenas noches, Alan y esposa. Oh, I love that.
That's Alan and spouse and wife.
A wife.
Would I be an esposo because I'm a boy?
Yes. Esposa. Yeah.
Esposo?
Esposa.
That sounds like bozo. What are you implying, wife?
I didn't make it up.
And then let's tuck this little guy in so nothing gets him. Sculpture is ready to go to bed. All right, shop is shut down. Y'all are great. I hope you guys enjoyed hanging out. What did we do? We painted a chest. We almost made an old woman mask. We made, I don't know. I feel like I was productive. You guys are great. Thanks for hanging out. Have a great night. Stay home, stay safe if you can, and go make stuff.